In prior videos, I showed how to auto-multisample a MIDI instrument, such as a synthesizer. In one video, I used the iOS Chameleon app, and in another video, I showed how to do it using the 1010 Box Tangerine multisampling hardware synth. But what if you have something like a vocal or a guitar or an acoustic instrument and you want to auto map across the keyboard range in a way that it auto detects the pitch and it knows how to map it across the keyboard? Because most slicers will just put it in the order that you recorded it in, and that's not really useful. So unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of tools that can do that, but I will show you how to do that right here, right now. The first thing, of course, is you want to record your slice, right? So whatever tool that you like to record in, it doesn't matter as long as it produces a WAV file. So I'm going to do that right now. Now, I'm not auto multisampling this. I'm actually just playing it with my keyboard controller. So I'm going to play diminished chord across the keyboard because I find that a diminished chord, since you have 3 intervals, it only gets down pitched or up pitched half a step. So it doesn't get stretched that much. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, there it is. And usually you probably want to leave a little bit of a gap between each note so you get all the reverbs and effects and decay and all that stuff. All right, so that generated a WAV file for me. I'm using Cantabile in case anyone is curious, but you can use whatever recording app that you want to use or device. I'm going to create a project folder to keep all my files together. So I'm going to call it SQ80 bass. And then here, I'm going to paste my WAV file. All right, so I got my WAV file. So the next step will be to download and install the Nord Sample Editor 4. This is a standalone app provided by Nord. And it is for owners of Nord instruments. However, you do not need to have a Nord instrument to utilize it because we're going to convert the output of this app into the universal SFZ file. So this app is really good and it's really straightforward to use. All you got to do is take your WAV file of your recording and then bring it in. Just drag and drop. That's it. And then it'll automatically map your slices across the keyboard based on the pitch. First, it'll auto slice it, then it'll analyze the pitch of each slice, and then map it to the keyboard. So then all I have to do is click save here. I'm going to export my project, and I'm going to save it to my project folder. And that should create 2 files in my project folder, an NSMP3 file and an NSM project file. The one that I care about is the NSM project file. So I'm done with the Nord Sample Editor and I can close it. So now there is a web app converter that you can use. And somebody created this because I made a comment about the Nord Sample Editor. So this will convert the Nord Sample files. So you got to choose your file And here it is. It's in the project folder I created. And that will generate your SFC text. From there, you can either copy to SFC clipboard and create the file yourself or download the SFC. I'm going to go ahead and create the file myself. So I just copy the clipboard and then create a text document, and we'll call it recording 008 dot SFC. Okay, and then I will open it up in Notepad and then paste my file text and save and close. All right, so I'm done with the converter. Now from here, you can import it into your preferred multi-sampler. So that could be an app or hardware synthesizer, but it must be able to import SFC files. So I'm going to use Serum. And I'm going to go ahead and open up Serum too. And I'm going to try my keyboard here. Now I still have my SQ80 open. I'm just going to disable this connection so I'm not hearing the SQ80 anymore. I should just be hearing the Serum. All right, so it should open up in the init patch. If not, you can always go to menu and select init preset. From here, I'm gonna select multi-sample here in oscillator A, and then right below that, load SFC. And then I go to my project folder, and select my SFZ file. And from there, it'll automatically import it. We can test it a little bit. Now I'm gonna increase my levels here. For this. Also, it's also a good idea whenever you do multi-samples to set your envelope. You probably want to add some release so it doesn't cut off so fast. And then change your attack settings and all that. So let's try it. So there it is. And I will save my patch and call it SQ80 base. And that way I can always bring it up. And just be sure to keep all your files there in that folder and don't delete anything. And there it is. Pretty straightforward. From here, if you want to do more LFOs and editing and stuff, you can. Or if you just like the instrument the way it is, you can just keep it that way. But that's the most straightforward way I know of multi-sampling a non-MIDI instrument. Hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, put it in the comments.